So yesterday, my therapist told me that I have an anxious attachment style, and I didn't know what that meant until she explained it. But if you relate to this, you probably also have an anxious attachment style. I convince myself you no longer want me if it takes a couple hours for you to text back, even though you said you loved me when you left this morning, and I know that you could never change your mind that fast. I start to panic and miss you already the moment that you walk out the door. Then I hate myself because I know I'm being needy, so not only am I sad, but I'm also insecure. I'm scared of falling in love again, because when I'm attached I hate who I am. Obsessive, codependent, suffocating, and I get exhausted just existing in my brain. Maybe I'm the issue, maybe I'm the one to blame. The reason my relationships went up in fucking flames. I was overbearing all along, that was a problem. They all started to hate me because of how much I loved them. Wow.
Hey, it's December 28th. Probably hearing a lot of talk about New Year's resolutions. And I'm here as a licensed therapist to free you from the obligation of setting them. New Year's resolutions are often big, vague goals that are really hard to accomplish, and then often leave us feeling like absolute crap when we don't accomplish these really big, non-specific goals. And if the only goal that you can set for yourself is just to make it through 2022, that is enough. If you have to break it down into smaller chunks to just survive January and then February, etc., that's enough. If you really feel like you want to set something for yourself in the new year, I'd invite you to set an intention instead of a resolution. My intention is just to keep giving myself opportunity to learn and grow and be open to growth. But you can also just make it.
Morning, fuckers and fuckettes. I'm vaccinated, caffeinated, and freshly masturbated. Ready to take today by the balls. Consensually, of course.
And this is why, before you date any woman over the age of 30, you need to watch this video. Okay, because a lot of you guys are still out there just jumping right over my advice that I constantly give on this channel, and you're dating these women anyway, and you are finding out for yourself that, you know what? Shoot, Emma's right the whole time. Right? Most of these women over 20 are DG, okay? There's a reason they're still single, and there's a reason why they are still out there, and even worse, now they're seeing a licensed therapist, which is basically a cheerleader who they are paying for, who is going to whip out their pom-poms and tell them whatever they want to hear, when so long as they just produce a credit card. Okay, they will tell them exactly what they want to hear. But as you can see, just from these few TikToks that we covered tonight, and there are many out there like this, guys. I mean, these are not hard to find. These women who are in therapy, you can find them yourself. Not hard to find at all. So many of these girls are just open about talking about their psychological problems and how they're working on themselves and all this. And, you know, they're seeing these therapists who are just really just helping them play more mental gymnastics in their head. It's just mental theater. They're just, you know, putting them through this circle jerk where they are never actually going to fix themselves. Okay, they're never actually going to, you know, find the solution, find the answers to their actual problems, because that can only be found within. And the last thing you want are people who are going to cheerlead you on. People who are going to cheerlead you on. That is the last thing that you need, and that's the last thing that you want. So let's talk about the first girl. Okay, so the very first girl is very common. Like just the way she was acting, just the way she was behaving. You're going to find that most girls that you deal with who are in therapy, like one day they're going to be crying their asses off. They're just going to be super sad, super depressed. The world is ending. And then the next day they feel a little bit better. Then the third day they're like, you know, just bouncing off the walls, like way too happy, way too excited. You know, just way too energized about life. And then the very following day, less than 24 hours, they're back to this sad state. Oh my gosh, the world is ending. these girls have deep-rooted psychological issues, guys. A lot of it stems from childhood trauma, which we've all had, but we learn to work through them as adults. Okay, we learn to work with them as adults. So, cash over. But for these other girls, they don't fix these things. And I found a common theme is a lot of these girls did not have a father, did not have a strong male role model, also known as a father, in their lives to really hold them accountable for things that they do that are wrong, things that whenever they misbehave or whenever they mistreat people, they never had somebody who could lay down the law and enforce, the penalty for them acting out. Instead, they had a single mom, and you guys who grew up with single moms, okay, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, you guys who grew up with single moms, they are not enforcers. Okay, dads are enforcers. Men are enforcers. Women are not good at enforcing. Women are not good at laying down the law. Women will just kind of like pat you on the back and it's okay, it's not your fault. And so these chicks already grow up with the expectations of expecting the world to just cater to their narcissism, right? And then it gets worse because then people don't do that in the real world, right? Of course, that's not what happens in the real world. So then they start seeing a therapist who will essentially just serve as an echo chamber and mimic their exact ideas and their exact beliefs and their their exact rhetoric in order to keep collecting money from them, right? And these therapists are not dumb. They know exactly what they're doing. They know that they're not holding these chicks accountable. They know that what they really need to do is be honest with their clients and tell them, hey, you know what? You can't treat people like this. You can't, you can't go out in the world and be this, horrible person. But they don't. So, so you saw from the first girl's TikTok vid, I mean, imagine that chick. I mean, imagine dating her. Imagine just dating this basket case, right? And I don't know if you caught that, but she clearly inflated her lips. So you saw that she had the inflated duck lips, right? Because she doesn't think she's enough, because she's insecure. That's why women get that stuff. No, I don't even know why these chicks still get those duck lips. I mean, quiz any guy. I have never met a single guy who's like, oh yeah, those duck lips, so hot, so hot. No, instead guys are like, that's dumb. Why are you doing that? The second TikTok I shared with you was of a therapist. I mean, that chick, that is who is working on these girls' brains, guys. That chick there with the piercing through her nose, the multicolored hair, the sleeve tats. This chick is a licensed therapist. Right? Imagine your girl going to see this chick to talk about you. What kind of advice do you think she would give her about you and your relationship? Do you think she would tell her like, hey, you know what? You need to be more giving to him. You need to listen to him once in a while. You need to respect him. You need to admire him because after all, he is a man. That's what men mean. Do you think she's going to give her that advice? No. She's going to be like, girl, you have those boundaries. If he ever crosses them, get rid of him, right? If he ever crosses those boundaries, the relationship's over. Take the kids, take the house, take his money. That's the type of advice you're going to get from somebody who looks like that. They say never judge a book by its cover, but you know what? Sometimes you should, right? And the third TikTok I shared with you, speaking of judging a book by its cover, that was of a woman reacting to this multicolored, overweight, potty mouth 20-something drinking her coffee, talking about how she's vaccinated and masturbated and ready to take on the day. It's like, that's just TMI. Too much information. And that's just classless, right? But I mean, that is the type of attitude you get from these girls who are in therapy, man. I mean, does this sound appealing to you? I mean, look at these videos that I'm sharing with you already. Do these chicks sound like somebody who you could build a life with? somebody that would be a good investment, somebody that you could trust to be your partner, to be your teammate? No. Okay, because they're already damaged at the core, right? It's kind of like really not much different than, going in 50-50 into a business and putting your life savings in it with somebody who's a drug addict, because they're just going to take your money and use it on drugs, obviously, right? They're just going to destroy the business. So it's not far off from that. And the fourth chick with the ukulele, playing her mental breakdown song. I mean, she's literally having a mental breakdown as she's singing that song about how she has anxiety issues, attachment issues, and all sorts of other mental issues. And you can see her starting to kind of lose it. This is what's out there, guys. You guys think about these chicks over 30, this is what's out there. And sadly, I am seeing women, even in their 20s, starting to turn to therapists, not even because they have psychological or mental issues where they need help, but really because they just want reinforcement for their bad ideas and their bad behavior. They just want to be able to whip out their Visa card and swipe it, and this licensed professional will be like a robot who tells them what they want to hear. Not what they need to hear, but what they want to hear. And I've seen more and more of these girls in their 20s turning to these therapists, and they post their videos too. And I'm like, man, what a terrible person. Like, just the way they talk about things, and just, it's usually, they usually also have this just blatant disdain towards men. And they'll even mention that. And they're like, oh, if somebody tries to tell you you're wrong, especially if it's a man, it's like, what's the point of that? Right? What's the point? But this is what you're going to get out there, guys. Yeah, keep dating those 30 plus single women, man. I'm sure you struck gold. I'm sure that, just no man put a ring on her finger because she just seeped through the cracks and nobody pegged her down. But yeah, you're the lucky lotto winner that's going to get her. 1 out of 4 of these chicks are in therapy. Remember that, right? 1 out of 4 of these chicks. That's why you have to vet them. Because if you get involved with a chick who's in therapy, you can rest assured you're never going to have a fair argument. She's never going to be reasonable with you. She's never going to be... she's always going to take advantage of situations. She's, a lot of these chicks are on a power trip too. They just, a lot of times they just want to win the argument. It's not even about what's right. It's just about them winning the argument so that they can, protect their ego. And at the end of the day, let's face it, man, a lot of these girls who have bad wiring up here have just tremendously huge egos. And that is what causes them to never apologize to you, to never be wrong about anything they did, and to hold themselves blameless in, no matter what the situation, even if it is just like clearly their fault. They'll never be like, oh yeah, I shouldn't have done that, I'm sorry. No, you'll never hear that from somebody like that, right? You just won't, especially these chicks over 30, especially these chicks in therapy. As always, share your comments below in my comment section. Anything I might have missed, anything you would like to add, any experiences you've had that you want to share with the tribe, please share them in our comment section below. I always love to see you guys in my comments. I always love to read your comments, so drop those comments below. And till next time, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here from my Range Rover, doing the last series of coaching videos in this car. I'm very sad, but I will be selling it very soon. So this is going to be the last round of these coaching videos we're going to do here in my Range Rover. We have a lot of memories in this car. You guys probably learned a ton from me teaching you from this car. And this was the first car that I bought once my channel started to get traction and my business started to get traction. This was the first nice car that I bought myself in a long time. So it's very sad to have to let it go. And this has actually been the most reliable. You guys aren't going to believe this because a lot of you guys are like, Range Rover, oh my God, it must be in the shop all the time. No, this has been the most reliable car I've ever owned. It has never left me on the side of the road. I've never had electrical gremlins or engine problems or anything like that. It's been maintenance free, and that's the thing about these luxury cars is you have to keep up with the maintenance. As long as you do that, the car will not let you down. So you have a lot of these bonehead owners who will buy these luxury cars, never take them in for maintenance, never do the oil changes, and just never take care of them. And then when they break down, they'll get on all these forums and talk about what a terrible car it is. And it's like, no, dude, you just have to maintain it. It's not cheap to maintain it, but you know what? It won't let you down if you do. So I have no problem getting another one, but there are other cars I'm looking at right now. So we'll see. But I'm sad to let it go, and I'm going to replace it with something newer because I've had it for a while now. So I think it's about that time. And I held on to it longer than I should have just because of sentimental reasons. But going to miss this car. But as always, make sure you smash that like button below. Go ahead and smash it right now. Do it for me. Do it for Cash. Do it for Gizmo. And do it for the Range Rover. Please smash that like button below. Also hit that notification bell right next to it so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe to my channel. So make sure you're subscribed as well, because too many of you guys are on my channel, not yet subscribed, but you're watching all these vids. So help a brother out, man. Subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I would very much appreciate it. And for all of you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content that I'm teaching you even further, the best way to do that is by jumping into my monthly online coaching program, 7 Months to Mastery, where I am teaching guys just like you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women on the planet. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. Same exact type of women that myself and all of my coaching students now all around the world are out there approaching and closing every single week. And I kid you not, we are making things happen every single week, no matter how high gas prices go, no matter what boneheads are in the White House, no matter what kind of divisions going on in the world. We're continuing to live our lives at the highest level. And I want you to join us. I want you to become one of us. And again, this is the absolute best way to support my work. And you're going to get a ton of value from it. Okay? I promise you, you're going to get a ton of value out of my 7 Months Mastery program. And right now, the first month is only $1. It's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons. So take advantage of it. It's really easy to get signed up. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out. From the Rover for one of the last times. It would be very sad.